Hey everyone, John Michael Swift again. Welcome back to the Romanza Improvisations. So the improvisation we're working on now is, I guess, what I call the beginnings of fruit salad. This is a technique I use to kind of create some rhythmic variety, or to kind of help you master rhythmic variety. A lot of times people can kind of do this instinctually on some level, but you find you make mistakes a lot when you just kind of improvise it. Basically what I'm talking about is when we started with this whole thing, it was based on one pattern, one rhythm again and again, which is just etc., etc. Now, what you find with this is it gets a little monotonous after a while, but the question you got to ask yourself is, how do you create variety without getting lost and confused? Well, it's a lot of ways to do it, but the question is, can your hands follow what your ears are doing? So this is the first level, of the most simple level, I think, of systematically attacking that problem. So the first thing I do is I think of rhythmic feet. Like when you study poetry, you might learn about the way the Greeks thought about poetic feet. Like they had dactyls and iambs and trochees and etc., etc. There's a whole mathematical system for talking about poetic feet and what syllables had accents. So what I kind of do is I kind of look for words that mirror certain parts of it that I need. And so in this case, we basically need 3 feet. We need an anapestic foot, we need a dactylic foot, and we need a cretic foot. Those are all basically rhythms that have 3 little notes in them, like your 8th notes, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but the accent is each in a different place. So the dactylic foot is like da da da, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The accent's on the 1. I believe the anapestic foot has got the accent on 2, like 1, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I think, no, that's the cretic foot. I think the anapestic foot is the one with the accent on 3. It doesn't matter. Point is, you've got the accent in each of the 3 different places, and what I usually do to just make this simpler is just I pick a word that fits this. So I mean, I gotta call this fruit salad because I just picked fruit words. I don't know why, but the words I chose are basically pineapple, banana, and Listerine. And I don't know how many people eat Listerine, but if you put the accent at the end of Listerine, which you can kind of do, it works fairly well for the word, then you get, pineapple accents the first beat, banana accents the second beat, and Listerine accents the third. So what I do is I find a pattern for the string that I'm working on that puts the accent in the right position. Because this whole thing is basically based on this sort of 9/8 meter where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. That's the basic thing that's coming across. But if you want to switch it around, so you get banana, 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 you got to kind of invert the finger pattern. So what I usually do is I'll do, my pineapple is just my typical kind of, ring, middle pointer, with the accent on the ring finger. It's like pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Start out with that, kind of get in the groove. And then I usually go to Listerine next because it's a little easier. So I'll go to Listerine, Listerine. I go middle pointer ring, Listerine, 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 Listerine. And it gets a little tricky to kind of do that repetitively. It starts to feel like a rhythmic phase shift, so we'll get into that later. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do pineapple, pineapple, Listerine. And we're going to do the pinch on the downbeat of each of those cycles of 9. So it's going to be like pinch, apple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple. And what's going to happen is your ring finger is going to have to play twice in a row. It's going to have to go Listerine, pineapple. Your ring finger is going to play twice in a row. And you want to try to have each of those notes breathe as much as possible, not mute the string and touch it too quickly. So try to let it hang between those, but it will give you a different rhythm. So if you go pineapple, pineapple, Listerine on every cycle, you'll start to get used to how that feels. So you go pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine. Then try to improvise with it. Listerine. There you go. Next, I put banana in there. This one's a little rhythmically trickier to get used to, but again, we'll do the same thing. We'll put the banana foot in kind of the third position. We'll do pineapple, pineapple, banana. So the rhythm is going to be pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple. And then what I'll do for the fingering for that is I'll do middle ring accent and then pluck the G string. The actual pattern isn't super duper important, and you'll find we'll vary these later. I'm just giving you example ones, but the key is where the accent goes. But generally, just for now, I would recommend we do middle ring pointer for banana. So it's like banana, 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 banana. So let's give that a try. We do pineapple, pineapple, banana. And that's our cycle. And you always pinch on the first pineapple. Here you go. 7, 8, 9. Pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana. Then, you guessed it, you improvise with it. Pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple. Pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana. Then, when you're feeling brave, you start to mix these things up a little bit. So you go pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, banana. See, I'm kind of like letting myself freely choose one or the other. So that's another step you can take. Another step you can start to do is put the feet on different spots. Essentially, in this approach, we've got 3 positions we can put each word. We can put each one in a first position, in a second position, and a third position. And it feels a little different to do each one. So really kind of getting used to each one really kind of carves out the territory and is going to move us towards free improvisation. We're not going to get all the way to like total freedom with this. I mean, we will try to exhaust a lot of possibilities. So eventually you can really kind of throw anything down you can hear. But for now, I would recommend, if you really want to stretch this a bit, maybe try to move the 2 words over to the second position. So you go like pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple. And you'll notice I'm not playing with a lot of notes here. I'm playing with like maybe 3 notes here. A really, really, really good way to develop this and to try to keep it interesting is to try to keep the same cycle going and just try to move these feet around and don't use a lot of notes. Use just like 4 notes max. I wouldn't use any more notes than that because you get really distracted really easily. If you literally just like, okay, let me see if I can put these feet in these different places, all the different places I can with just a couple of notes and use the rhythm only to keep it interesting. That's a good exercise for you. And that will move you towards free improvisation because eventually you don't have to worry about these rules. Your fingers will just do it. But we're keeping it just to the 1 string for now. We'll eventually add other patterns later. And the trickiest one is usually to put them on 1, like when you have to do the pinch. Because how they relate to the pinch, that's what kind of varies and throws most people off. So trying to put each word kind of on the first syllable, that's the trickiest part. So to do that, we basically go, non-pineapple syllable, then pineapple, pineapple. So if I started with Listerine, I'd go Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine. And again, the main thing is that when you do that downbeat, you don't want it to be real strong. You want it to be, you want that kind of first pinch note to be very, very soft. So it takes a little bit of finesse with the right hand you're going to have to work on. So this is probably going to require some practice, just sitting here just going Listerine, pineapple, 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 banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple. trying to make sure that the accents are balanced. But once you got that, start messing around with it. See what you can get in there. And often, when you feel you need to think, you kind of fall back to your pedaling pattern. Your pedaling pattern is always going to be pinch apple, pineapple, pineapple, pinch apple, pineapple, pineapple. Whenever you get confused, just fall back to this on a tonic chord or on a resting note. Pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, 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 banana, pineapple, pineapple, banana, pineapple, banana, pineapple, pineapple, Listerine, pineapple, banana. See, even there, I start to try to mix them up. You get a little thrown off. So as long as you keep a beat going and you try to think to yourself, okay, well, can I put this here? Can I put that there? Just kind of tease yourself a little bit and see how mixed up they can get. But, you know, it's very interesting and very driving and very simple, very meditative, just to be like, okay. There's a lot you can do there that's just, you know, it's just nice. You know, you don't have to do a lot. If you let it grow with time, you'll start to develop more freedom, and in some of the later lessons we'll start to explore other strings that we can do. But whenever you improvise with this, I would start out with the simple stuff and just build it up, build it up, build it up, see how far you can get that particular day, and then when you really start to crack, you know, bring it back a little bit and let it go. Yeah. That is all for this lesson. Next video is going to be an improvisation that demonstrates this, and I think after that we're going into extending the melodies into the bass register. Whoa, let me start to get playing. All that stuff. So yeah, check out the other lessons and hope you're enjoying it so far. Catch you later.